wait. I hope we have enough lighting to at least get through with this video. But hey everyone, it's your girl Pharmacy coming to you today with another video about starting a small farm from scratch. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about some of the things to consider on the business and administration side. A lot of people, when you think of farming, you think of, acres and things growing, and you think of barns, maybe animals, but there is truly, oh, there go the lighting. I'm sorry, y'all. The lighting's gonna be a little wonky because I'm using natural light and it's evening time, so sorry about that. But there's truly a business side to farming that I don't think gets talked about as much. That's not necessarily as Instagrammable, me sitting here on my laptop. But I spend a lot of time on my laptop. So anyway, if you haven't already, definitely click the like button, please. Subscribe. Would love to have you. Would love to become one of your favorite farmers. Please ignore all the stuff in the background because I'm going through an end of year purging, and y'all see I got my hair straightened. It's all shrunk up now, y'all. It's really not practical to wear my hair like straight as a farmer. I messed it up this weekend. It was cute for a whole day though. But let me get my notes. I wrote some notes for this one. Okay, so not those notes. All right, 3 things. So I'm gonna share 3 things that I would definitely say you need to know if you are going into farming brand new. This is not something you've done before. You don't come necessarily from a farming background. I do come from a farming background, but I didn't help run the business. Like I mentioned, when you think of farming, you think of a farmer. A lot of times you think of someone in overalls with the southern drawl. And that's not necessarily true. You have farmers who are very cosmopolitan. There's a lot of technology in agriculture now. There's a lot of media, and you have celebrities even in agriculture. So when you think of farming, along with the production side, the growing, you have to think of business. It's very entrepreneurial. And one of the things I would say to someone brand new going into farming is be prepared to spend a lot of time on your computer. You're going to be everything from setting your business up to budgeting to, as you're dealing with different government agencies, USDA, FSA, your state Department of Agriculture, maybe, some of the environmental health folks, and you're going to be talking to a lot of people. And if you go into hemp or cannabis, you're going to maybe be having conversations with law enforcement or, testing agencies. So anyway, it's going to be a lot of paperwork, a lot. And you should be prepared to balance that out because you're going to have a lot of deadlines. You're going to have things that are due on a certain date. My accountant needs my sales on a certain date. I have to turn in my crop reports to FSA on a certain date. Somebody else may need something. So you're going to constantly be on your computer. And if you're going into small farming, there's a greater chance that you're going to be spending even more time on your computer because you will probably be doing some type of e-commerce. So you'll be making online sales, things like that. You're going to really need to be up to snuff on branding and marketing. And that's my second one. I knew that we would have to have a brand. I come from a marketing and branding background. So I knew the importance of a brand. But I will be frank with you. My experience has been predominantly in the nonprofit space. It is different in the for-profit space, even if you have a social component to your business. You know, you socially conscious, eco-friendly, etc. Which if you're coming into farming, I strongly hope that you're just not coming in it for just to get rich. Because if you want to go into something to get rich, farming is not necessarily the route I would suggest that you take. Can you get rich in agriculture? Yes. But that's going into my third point. So let me stay on the second one about branding and marketing. You're going to have to be savvy. You're going to have to be on social media. A lot of farmers have to, you have to diversify your revenue streams. If you're thinking that you're only coming in to grow, that's it. You don't plan on having other products that may not be raw material. Like you're not going to be doing some value add products, instead of growing tomatoes, you've got tomato sauce. I'm just throwing an example out there. But you're not going to do a value add product, or you're not going to offer agritourism or ecotourism or something. Then you need to be growing something that is rare and highly wanted, highly desired. Otherwise, it's going to be always walking the line, in my opinion. Maybe not always, but it can be walking the struggle farm line. Like, you're going to need to diversify your revenue streams. And in order to do that, that really could be number 3. So I'm going to give y'all a bonus, okay? I'm going to give y'all 4. You've got people who don't even farm anymore. They're influencers, okay? You have people who get paid, sponsorships, etc. Developing relationships with other brands in order to bring in additional revenue. I have digital products out there. I get paid to speak. I get paid to teach classes. I have a membership club. Like, I have other sources of revenue in addition to our tea sales, right? Okay, so you're going to need some branding and marketing. You're going to need to diversify your revenue streams. That was number 3. My 4th tip is, if you are going to start a farm from scratch, you're going to need resources. There's just no way around it. You're going to need resources. You start where you are. I strongly encourage people, don't jump in. I tell y'all about some of the mistakes I made. Went out and bought this big piece of land. Big to me. It's not huge, but for me, almost 15 acres was a pretty big piece of land, considering that I didn't always have my yard at my house on point, that's a quarter of an acre. So yeah, I went and jumped in and did more than I needed. And fortunately, I was able to be able to sustain even during a whole bunch of other stuff. But that, I wouldn't recommend that. So start where you are. Don't get yourself in a situation. The USDA says that in order to be considered a farm by their standards, you must have produced at least $1,000, or should have produced at least $1,000 of sellable agricultural goods. Right? It doesn't even say sold. It says you produced. Okay? Maybe a hurricane, something happened, took you out, but you produced it. That is the definition of a farmer. Now, disclaimer, I ain't no lawyer or whatever, but I read. So if that's the case, you can go sell $1,000 worth of blueberry jam. You made some blueberries, you went ahead and jam, boom, boom, boom. You sold some jam. Well, that's not a good example, because you may have to, depending on where you are, you may need a home license and they gotta come look. It's always, again, that's back to number 1. It's going to be folks in your business, okay? If you decide to go into farming as a business. But let's just say you grew some awesome watermelon and you had, X amount of people who were willing to pay $20, $10. You had 100 people who was going to pay you $10 for your watermelons. Boom. You got $1,000. USDA says you are a farm. So you don't have to go out here and start thinking you got to just get. But you do need to be strategic, and you do need to know that you're going to need some resources. You're going to need some money. If you start from scratch, it's even more expensive. So if you are looking for land, if you can find land that has already been in use as a farm, maybe already has a farm number, already has some capacity on it as far as water and electricity, that will make things a lot easier for you if you are looking for land. But that's a whole nother video that we can discuss about if you're looking for land or whatever. But yeah, okay, so those are 4 tips instead of 3. Those are 4 tips, and make sure you like, you subscribe, you follow us on Instagram, sign up for our newsletter, comment. I really be trying to respond to y'all, so I appreciate if you comment. Help us grow our little channel. You know, we almost at 2,000, y'all. So very happy with our growth. Thank you for your support. And now let me answer some of these emails. Whew. Bye. One of the big things that I was able to see through in 2020 was I am now legally divorced. Shake your booty, yeah! Yes, she is legal.